It's my Privateer 161. I want to show you guys the Deliums, Delium tires. So these ones are the fast, right? Fast light construction. The light construction means the casing, right? That's like similar to Maxxis using the EXO plus, double down, right? So that's refers to the casing, and the fast refers to the tread pattern. So let's look at this. Let's look at the tires. If you guys could see it, maybe use a different angle, maybe from this side. You see the tread pattern on here. See how the outside knob, the outer knob, the inside part of the outer knob. See how it's worn like this? See that? So this obviously this is the front tire, so the front tire didn't start happening to the front tire until about, I think, around 70 miles. But the rear tire, and I'll show you that in a minute, it happened around 50 miles. So these tires, this one originally when it was new, it felt really good, very fast rolling, felt pretty light, not as light as, say, the Recons, but it felt fast rolling, almost, I wouldn't say as fast rolling as the Recons, but pretty close. And when I say Recon, because there's so many different type of Recons, as far as like width and stuff goes. Because the wider they are, the bigger the knobs are. The thinner Recon, they actually has smaller knobs, and not just smaller, the knobs are not just smaller, but the height of the knobs is also shorter as well. So I'm referring to the Recon 2.6. So the 2.6 is the widest one. Well, not the widest one, but one of the wider ones, and it has taller knobs, and the knobs are also slightly bigger, I think, as well. So these ones, even though these are, the size on this is 2.4, it says 2.4. When I measured with my calipers, this thing measures out to 2.6. So they're basically pretty much the same width as the Recon 2.6 as well. So yeah, so they felt really good in the beginning. They felt very sticky, grippier, more traction than the Recons 2.6. But as they start to wear, and they wear really fast, I could feel the grippiness, the traction diminish pretty quickly as well. I mean, they're still pretty good tires, but after like 50 miles, it's noticeable. The traction, the grip diminishing is quite noticeable. Unlike the Recons, those things, I didn't start noticing the traction diminish until like 300 miles in or something like that. Then I started to notice it, and it was very gradual. It wasn't as noticeable as these tires are. So anyways, these tires are relatively cheap, but they're like $50 or $60. So about what is that? That's like 30% or 40% less than the Recons, than Maxxis, because Maxxis are usually about what, $90 or something like that. So it's cheaper, but at the same time, it doesn't last as long. So it's kind of like, what's the point? If it's cheaper but it doesn't last as long, then you have to get it more often or replace it more often. So the cost wise, it's probably going to be more or less the same anyways. But I just don't like the fact that the performance diminishes too quickly, I think. This is probably going to be the last. I have two of these front tires, because I ran this tire in the front and the back. But then I also ended up getting a different back tire, and we'll see that in a minute. So yeah, in the future I won't be getting the Deliums anymore. I think they just wear out too fast. So let's look at the back. The back, I have the the steady. So that's the, again, this has to do with the tread pattern, and also this one's also light construction as well. And this is a 2.4 as well. The interesting that this says 2.4, but it's actually measures like 2.4, unlike the fast one. It says 2.4, but it actually measures 2.6. So these ones on this angle here, you know, obviously this is the steady tread pattern, and the side knobs to the outer knobs, the inside of the outer knobs, same thing, it's wearing out really quick. And this is, you know, this started happening around 50 miles. Happening around 50 miles in the back tire. Front tire, it took like about 70 miles for it to happen, but it's also wearing out pretty quickly as well. And this actually, I don't recommend this pattern at all. I don't think it works as well. I think the fast pattern in the back, using this tire in the back, works better than this tire in the back. So and this is mainly a back tire. You know, looking at the pattern, it's not a front tire. So I don't recommend using this steady version at all. You know, so if you're thinking about using a steady, don't get it at all. I don't recommend it. I think it has less traction than the fast tires, the fast knob. Because I think this one, you look at it, there's more knobs. See how there's more knobs, and they're a little bit closer together. And the side knobs is almost the same. I think it's almost identical. You look at the side knobs here. It's almost identical to the side knobs here, very close. But I think the other one just has more traction. It has more traction climbing, you know, going uphill. Has more traction braking than this tire does. I think it even has more traction cornering than this tire does. So that's, I prefer the other tire. I mean, if you're the type of rider that, let's say you don't necessarily climb technical, you know, you don't climb a whole bunch of technical, then these tires will be okay. But if you like climbing technical, this tires, it slips, you know, it doesn't go up technical trails as well. But also if you like to slide your back tire around a little bit more, these tires will actually would be good for you, because they do the rear tire does slide around a little bit more. You know, when you're descending and you want to, because some people like that, they have the riding style where they like the back tire to kind of slide around a little bit. So if you have that riding style, these tires actually, I would recommend these tires. But you know, that's not my riding style. I like my tires to just stay on the ground, stick on the ground, you know, be glued to the ground. That's how I have my suspension set up and everything. So I don't like that poppiness. I don't like that type. You know, I don't have that style of riding. So this tire is not as good for staying on the ground as you know, keeping traction as compared to the fast tread pattern versus, you know, this steady tread pattern. So yeah, so I think personally, I think the Recon's 2.6, you know, because there's, you know, again, there's lots of Recon sizes, like there's a 2.3, 2.4, but I'm specifically referring to the 2.6 Recons Maxes. I think the Recons are better than this. Initially, this fast tire was, you know, it's better when it was brand new, but by 50 miles, I would say it's worse, performance-wise, for, like, you know, how well it works and stuff, how well it grips. I think it's worse than the Recon 2.6. But if you compare it to like the smaller Recons, like 2.4, this is probably still a little bit better than 2.4s, and definitely better than 2.3s. I also have Recons 2.3s, and those are basically cross country tires. They're like, you know, for like a trail, for like a cross country type bike, and you know, like a blue trail bike. Anything more than a blue trail bike, the Recon 2.3 is not it's not enough tire. But the 2.6 surprisingly does really well, and it's very fast rolling and grips really well because of, you know, how wide it is, and having bigger knobs and taller knobs. So yeah, so that's my thought on these tires. Again, for me personally, I'm not gonna get the Deliums anymore. It's just, I don't think it's worth it. Even though it's cheaper to buy, but as far as like long-term performance and wear and how long they last, I don't think they're worth it. I don't think they're worth that initial lower cost, because ultimately in the long run, I think they probably cost more because they wear out faster, and their performance diminishes pretty quickly. After 50 miles, it diminishes pretty quickly. So this rear tire is it's not very fast rolling either. It's compared to the fast tires. These roll pretty fast. These steady tires, they don't roll very fast. So definitely not a front tire, rear tire, and I don't even think it's a very good rear tire either. But anyways, that's my thought on it. All right, thanks for watching.